for that level of packs. Oh, whoever is against Disappointment, his internet is down. That is the match we were waiting on. So, Blanchy, hopefully you get your internet fixed quickly. Expedience towards your internet.
Looking for Disappointment. Internet is down. Wait, that's the future match.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm probably playing.
Up against Benoshi first round.
How many were in the first qualifier? It is a
Pretty sure I'm looking at a mirror here.
and a pre-qualifier, but 155
Benoshi's
is the number.
probably undead.
Is that close?
So
Yeah.
you're looking at
He just
maybe
tunneled a
Yakuza
troop
on
second turn. So.
Vampire.
And 2 scrub outs in this chat. Woo!
It's Monsoon.
Woo!
Look at us
Vampires.
scrubbing out like pros, JJ.
I don't think Monsoon.
Scribbing out so we can nap time and almost oversleep.
I'm
Boom.
gonna say the guy who woke
Why
up
not
1
Shin hair?
minute after we went live, he doesn't get to talk about
Doesn't
getting
make
good rest.
sense for. Well, I guess it could be. But undead is better, I think, than vampire.
Shin hair.
Yeah,
No, it is shit.
I'm playing.
Still having trouble. with
Unless
his
he's doing
internet.
I think I'm playing
Different
rogues.
features match, though.
No, it shouldn't.
Go to
What color
Aaron
rogue?
Squire for your first feature match. of the night.
This looks like
The Squire of Aaron.
Sapphire Blood.
Okay. I think you have a good
Decide
matchup
to go
against that.
there.
They're main decking murder.
Doesn't look.
That's an interesting card in there.
I do see that interesting card in there as well. I do see that interesting card in there as well.
And hopefully we will show you. We will see that that interesting card and show that to you.
Damn it, that means he's got a Monsoon tunnel. God damn it. What?
It could be a Wakuzashi ambusher. You never know.
Announce if you are looking for your opponent. Chat.
Oh, it is an ambusher. Son of a gun.
Sorry about that. Short technical blip. I've switched transcode servers.
Unity generator online.
All the rest of my, if everything else connected to my internet doesn't blip and my broadcast does, I can only assume. And hey, transcodes are back up.
Man, I hope that last card is a freaking murder, because I'd be laughing.
Alright, looks like this match is going to begin very shortly.
Yep, you see the challenge incoming there. Here we go. We're off. The inaugural first match of the Wild Cup, Season 2.
Here's a coin flip. There's Aaron Squire. Let's begin. Welcome to the 5 Shards Wild Cup, sponsored by Matt Miller, aka Deck of Many Things. Here we go. A hand with a 5-minute delay, no hard guard, and a deck full of, that's a Princess Victoria, that's a Highlands Black Belt, that's a Jags the Blade Master. Those look like humans.
Humans.
And as
Of course, we also see a champion there that is a little bit unusual. We see the Bryson Maplewood champion as well, too.
who is thematically also a human. You did not have to have your champion match the race. Style points, bonus points, perhaps as a purpose. Princess Victoria going down first turn. If she is in your starting hand,
So John, you're doing Wild
it's
Cup?
actually 0 cost. So pretty good one to inspire everything literally with life drain.
Playing versus
You're running
Sapphire
constructs as
Ruby.
well?
On his second turn,
Coyotes.
Highlands Black Belt.
Yeah, I'm running
deciding to
constructs.
take Wings of the Phoenix, an action that where target Highlands Black Belt will gain flight for the turn, and if it damages your opponent, does 1 damage to each of your opposing troop. Does it include champions? I forget. One of the things.
Well, if you deal damage to... Yeah, if you do damage to what damage you do to the other troops on the other side there. Makes a lot of sense when you're playing against a Shinhair deck that oftentimes has a lot of low defense troops, as we see here, the Battle Hoppers coming out.
And a card that you don't see public very often in draft, but in constructed and with runs runs the litter.
Runs the litter into Guru of the Wounded Petal. Guru the Wounded Petal being a 4/3. Very efficient, 1 cost, but you have to play for the troops. Aaron Squire's side, we see Jags the Blade Master. Unfortunately for Aaron Squire in this matchup, this might be one where his champion power is difficult to activate, because in order to use Bryson's power, you have to have not only 4 charges, but more troops than the opponent as well.
Short Sloth tunneling something. I assume it would be a Shinhair, as that is Short Sloth's chosen trait. And also, with War Master Fujiko, a Shinhair champion, very thematic on both sides.
So we see an important interaction coming up here, I believe, or potentially coming up. With that black belt ability, it does say that it has to be used on a black belt, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the black belt that created it. We do see the black belt ability, the wings being used here in this case. And Squire going to give flight to the first black belt here.
So were he to play the second black belt and get another ability from the black belt, and have the resources to play that second ability, you could theoretically do both effects on 1 black belt.
Yes, it is potentially, for example, double damage is one of the things that can be pretty cool there as well too.
Now both of these are life drain. Thanks to Princess Victoria, Jags will become blocked by Battle Hoppers, knowing that the Battle Hoppers will run very shortly. And also, funny enough, that 1 damage dealt to
In
each
the first
troop
game.
also is life drain.
Nice.
It's true. It is the black belt that is dealing with it.
Skynet's looking strong.
Black belt is a sweet card, one that I'm glad to see here in round 1. It's got a lot of flexibility to it. It's kind of a Swiss Army knife. It's not the most efficient thing for any of the things you want to do, but it can do a lot of different things. And that flexibility definitely pays off sometimes.
That's an interesting card to see. One that you usually see in Armies of Myth Limited, Runier Elite, 2/2. But whenever your troop enters play for you, it will get +2/+2 for the turn, and it has Crush. Now in constructed tribal with Shinhair,
He's
a
got
lot of Battle Hopper creations. So
Monsoons and
you expect
Reeses
maybe
and
6/6, 8/8,
Buccaneers.
that could be hard to deal with.
I didn't hit any short calls
Yeah,
or
definitely
any
makes sense.
heat
And
waves.
especially when you're mono wild, appears that short sloth might be. When you've got the mono wild there and you have a lot of the troop generation, you're not going to be losing troops off anyway. It's nice to be able to have that one big troop that can actually take advantage of all those troops coming through for you and push through a bunch of damage that's crush damage there.
Now, Short Sloth has no resources open, so there's no threat of an instant run to the litter or a quick thing to make the Runier Elite bigger. So, Breath of the Phoenix, able to do pound Black Bolt's damage to target troop, takes care of it.
Yeah, we see that flexibility there paying off yet again for the Black Belt.
Lost the first game.
It is very nice, and it does feel like that was probably the biggest threat that you're going to be able to get
Scott,
rid of for the
that's not
that
looking
Black
strong.
Belt can deal. Nope. A tunnel troop there for Short Sloth, and it's very likely going to be one. I was just going to say right here, it oftentimes looks at how many Shinhair do you have in play.
Well, this one was played from hand. Maybe this is another one, but also
Second one potentially underneath the underground there.
also the charge power coming out from Short Sloth, giving all of his current troops +1/+1 for 5 charges. That Shattered Destiny limited
War Master Fuzzico.
So, the Human Bear, the Girl Den Mother's Bear with double damage, and Life will do lots of damage to that Runier Burrower. And, meanwhile, Aaron Squire sitting at a pretty 32 health. It's a lot. However, we now see that Tunnel Troop has 3 counters. It could not be a
Can't be a monsoon.
It can't be a monsoon because of no threat. That leaves really only one option for it to be. For Wild and a card that is legal in this deck.
Yep. This is definitely one where if you were playing multiple shards, it could have potentially been a monsoon there, but with the mono wild, it's only one answer.
I think we just lost Aaron Squire's feed there.
Yeah, it looks like he went offline.
See if he comes back. Look, he's back. All right, let's get that back up. All right, continuing on.
We do see the Roshi coming up here now in play. Roshi giving +2/+2 to all Shinhair that you control on your side of the board. So Short Sloth has a pair of 7 attack troops on his side now. Gonna attack in with the Wounded Petal. Now Lord Alex does have the double damage. It could actually decide to trade with it here if you wanted to. Square says, no, I'll just go ahead and take the 7 here. I've got plenty of health to work with.
But Jags' 6 damage isn't enough to take out that 7/7 lure of the Keeper of the Wounded Petal, who's just been sitting there. And as Short Sloth draws more and more Shinhair.
Now, something to point out, because it possibly will come up here a little later. With the Den Mother, it gives +1 to all pets. Doesn't necessarily have to be the pet that she created. And based on what we're seeing from Aaron Squire's deck here, might be a good guess that we'll see some other pets coming out here in a little bit.
Aaron Squire block to see if he could draw something that would help that. Aaron Squire's connection being no. I think we're about to lose him again. See if I can tell him to switch switch. Because yeah, he's probably running into the same problem we just did a little bit earlier. by certain very large tournaments occurring.
That is unfortunate. We saw the black belt come up, and we don't know what's going to happen next.
We were left in suspense. I will get this on as soon as I am able. It looks like we'll be back.
Yep, looks like we're back up here now.
Come on, Sharp.
What is happening? Well, they're
It's not a sharp,
just
but it's good
saying
enough.
that Royal Den Mother benefits other pets, and there you see a Royal Falconer, and it's 2 pet Royal Falcons.
Yes, and Royal Falcon, and the Falcons as well as the Falconer itself too, all being 3 cost or greater, get the extra benefit from Lord Alex if it had been around, but definitely Jags because he is still around. Looks like we missed a little bit from the play here, but let's see. Short slot side, Cottontail Recruiter, the Runier, and another Guru here coming on his side.
Justice Keeper, the Wooden Petal, has been sitting there. Now is 9/9, +1/+1 for every Shinhair his opponent draws. Princess Victoria has literally made everything on Aaron Squire's side live drain. There's an interesting.
What?
card
IO
actually
creation
about
for
it.
1,000 plat?
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Huh?
That's
Aaron
cheap.
Squire's offline. Pop-up comes up.
How many IO creations do I have?
So
We
for
see
any-
the Falcon attack.
Oh no. They're
See the
selling
Falcon
them.
attack.
It should-
So for
it
anybody
should go up
streaming, if
to
you are coming across
1,500,
connection
it-
problems, try a different ingest server. For OBS, that would be in your
Super
broadcast
popular
settings.
right
I'm really thinking.
Just
Oh, I
to-
only have 4.
just to help
We
you
should be
guys out.
gambling on set
You
1
can do
pack.
this as well. Whenever I've done this
I
when
think I
I'm
agree with
streaming
you.
Can't blame Aaron Squire.
Instead of
Sexy
set 2.
stuff hasn't gone
for
to astronomical
frustrating
prices
for anyone
yet.
as
It
well.
will.
And he's
but
playing too.
Right now, the only
But
great
interesting
things
match going
are,
on so far.
um,
Exiled Bard.
few of
Exiled
the
Bard. What
legendaries.
exactly does he do?
like
It's that
Kraken
card that you
Vortex
always
is good
see.
too, but not-
And look,
Is that promo
interact.
that's got?
It's that promo. Get a reminder what he does. I don't have my.
Yeah, actually-
handy. I would actually put it on. Let's me get that.
So-
Buying those
the-
primal set,
yeah, the
set
Bard
1
is
primal
pretty-
packs at like
He cares
1,500
about
would actually be worth it.
So the Bard says,
worth the
well, he
gamble.
is first of all
For
himself
1,500?
unique. Or she? No, it's just a he.
What's that?
The Bard says whenever a unique troop enters
I
play,
can't hear you.
you get a
Are they
counter
selling
that
for
goes onto the
1,500, right?
Bard, and then all unique troops
I
that
lost.
you control
He
have
got-
+1/+1 for
he had
each
better
counter
cards than me.
that's on the Bard. So when you're building a deck with him, first of all,
Yeah,
he's very
sold to
but you want to have other unique troops in the deck as
Well,
well.
the last
We
one
have
apparently was
seen
sold for
several from
1875.
Aaron Squire here already. We've seen Lord Alex, for example, and don't know what other unique.
It's actually pretty crazy that they're
the Jags we've seen
they
as
were at
well.
like 2,500.
So we've seen a few uniques from him here. And hopefully we'll get to see some more of the uniques here in just a second.
Alright, looks like we're gonna go back live with Aaron Squire.
Looks like it's trying. It's the little stream that
Yeah.
could.
And it looks like we
Yeah, Lost.
the
I
game
got
has ended
sharp
while we were
cards.
offline.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
screwed both
We
games.
don't actually know who won. We'll know what the coin.
Which deck were you running, Sugar?
I'm running a rogue, but it focuses on Agent of Mole and Fifth Book and Psychic.
I can't imagine.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Here,
Nice.
Wild. There are some tools that it can have for anti-flight.
Opponent was running undead, vampires, minions, and liches, and skeletons.
You have like turbulence and
Turbulence.
Vine Lash.
Yeah, there's a few little spot removal cards that even if you were playing, you would need to have multiples of them.
Short
I lost the mirror, got stuck in the first game on 3, and then he threw out Army of Cinders, which I hadn't actually seen used in there before. Second game, and just kind of messed everything up.
Versus short sloth on very shortly.
Yeah, reminder to players there, if you have any kind of problems with your opponent, any kind of rules question, make sure that you message the judge in-game. We have that helpful little automatic nose as well. Contact 5 shards if you have any problems.
Okay, back into Aaron Squire's game 2.
So Ruby Diamond Humans, and we've seen already from the way that his champion has played out that he's kind of a pet deck.
It's still a little interesting that he chooses this champion over the I guess the obvious choice in a tribal tournament.
Sir Giles.
Well, I won the first round.
Yeah, Sir Giles, mainstay of the set 2 format
Skynet
as well.
strong.
But Aaron Squire decided to go a different direction this time.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, that Swift Strike is important, and the deck does swarm a bit, just maybe not quite as much versus